Welcome to this year's Irish Motorcycling Awards, sponsored by Adelaide Motorbike Insurance. Well, it's great to have a recognised brand name like Adelaide back with the awards and, more importantly, reintroduced into the market. Such a well-known, respected and trusted name for 25 years in the industry. So to celebrate them being back, Adelaide Motorbike Insurance, administered by Cornmarket, are running a special competition. Check out their website for details of how to win one of 3 GoPro black cameras. Sadly, we can't be together this year at our gala event in Belfast, which has become one of the most unmissable nights in the biking calendar. But we still wanted to celebrate everything that was good in Irish motorcycling last year. And I'm delighted to say joining me to help us do that this evening is a man with the best known voice in motorcycling, Mr. Keith Huewen.
Delighted to be here with you all. 2020 was a strange year, and as you might be able to tell from my voice, yes, COVID has caught up with me as well at home. I'm just getting over the dreaded virus, but it's a delight to be here. I miss not being in Northern Ireland, of course, to see everyone, but I'm thrilled to be part of today's virtual Irish Motorcycling Awards, and I'd like to thank all of the very loyal sponsors who supported us for many years.
It was, of course, a truncated season last year, but there was still plenty to celebrate.
Backing Irish road racing with a victory. He takes the checkered flag.
We have 7 awards that we're going to present tonight, culminating in the big one, the Irish Motorcyclist of the Year.
But the first award which our judges had to deliberate on is the Young Rider of the Year.
Well, there were some excellent performances in the British Championship last season, including by Cameron Dawson, Andrew Smith, Richard Kerr, last year's winner Scott Swan and Cialan Irwin.
But the winner was his brother Rhys Irwin, who joins us now. Congratulations on Young Rider of the Year then, Rhys, an award that quite a lot of the men in the know feel it was very, very justified indeed. And I'm talking about my side of the pond. When I was checking up on you earlier on today, from Robin Appleyard, your new boss, moving right the way through, there's a lot of people that really rate you quite highly. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant award to win. You know, I was really, really happy to win it. I think with the way the year and everything's gone, it's nice that, the awards and everything still go ahead as best we can with all the online and video calls. Moving
up, though, to Supersport, it's going to be tough, there's no doubt about it.
I'm so excited, I cannot wait to get started. I think I'm really fortunate, to be going into, Appleyard, McAdam, Yamaha, they've won the championship the last 4 years. And, I'm so excited, I can't wait to get started.
Were you aware that Robin Appleyard was keeping an eye on you?
When I first came into BSB when I was younger, I remember when I was in the British Talent Cup, Jack Kennedy, who was riding for them, and he was winning and stuff. And so it's always a team that I've kind of aspired to. Everyone has one. All the riders will have a team that they've always looked at and was like, geez, imagine getting to ride one of them bikes one day. But yeah, it was just brilliant. So that's
What is it about the name Irwin? Even like I say, it's a separate family, but still fighting with each other, brothers at war, on track.
It's a big coincidence, isn't it? It's and even where I'm from at home, it wouldn't be a really common name or anything. But when you go racing, there's loads of us,
And you're fast. So last year, let's talk a little bit about 2020. I mean, it turned out to a good year for you, second in the championship in the end, but what would you have done differently if you had half a chance to do it again?
The first 1 or 2 rounds, I probably didn't maximise as quick as what I could have been. Like I remember in Snetterton, was my first time I qualified on pole. It was round 2, I qualified on pole, and I didn't expect to be qualified on pole or anything, to be honest. I'm not tell Dad, but I didn't even look at the pit board or nothing. The whole session I was just riding around, and I I remember in the race I settled for third, and in hindsight, I feel like I was strong enough to win. I feel like I was just wrapping my head around, running at the front and battling on the 600s and stuff, because the likes of Ben Luxon, who won the championship, he had a great year, and he won a lot of races, but he's been in the stock six for longer than I'm racing motorbikes. So to be able to try and, coming in with no expectations to battle with someone with that much experience, it's probably wish I just kind of pulled my finger out a bit quicker.
Is there anything this year that you're particularly looking forward to with Robin Appleyard's team? Is there anything particularly, obviously the bikes are super well prepped and the like. What is it particularly you're looking forward to in this year?
To be honest, it's my first experience of, like a proper team, with like in the garages, the big 40-foot trucks and everything. My first experience where, it's not me and my dad and my brother loading up the van on a Wednesday evening for us to go, so I'm really looking forward to, kind of being a more professional kind of team and everything. And, I've very little experience to be in, as a team as good as that. So I'm really looking forward, maybe, as Robin likes to say, steep the learning curve. And, maybe try and, pick up as much as I can and learn as much as I can in a short amount of time. And, hopefully be as close to front as possible.
Young Rider of the Year then this year. Looking forward to watching you during 2021. Congratulations on the award and all the very, very best for 2021.
Thank you.
Nice kitchen.
Yeah, thank you.
Reece, it's Stephen here again. Congratulations. The next award is the Services to Motorcycling Award. And this year, the judges unanimously decided the winner was a group of bikers who made a massive impact during the COVID-19 pandemic.
A massive shout out to the Volunteer Bikers group, where 150 bikers have come together to deliver vital supplies to the NHS and anyone who's vulnerable. Keep doing an amazing job, guys. It just shows how strong this motorcycle community can be.
There's been a fair few motorcycling legends from Northern Ireland over the years, but what the Volunteer Bikers group are doing is next level. Volunteering to deliver medical supplies to the NHS and to the homes of those in need is incredibly selfless. Keep up the great work, guys.
John, congratulations on the Voluntary Bikers Group winning the Services to Motorcycling Award. How pleased are you to accept this award on behalf of all the bikers?
Oh, wow. I'm a very small cog on a very big wheel. And this started off just 2 or 3 guys saying, what can we do to help the local community actually in the Irish Peninsula? And it just grew exponentially. And we're amazed. We're absolutely amazed. And we're humbled, all of us. And I'm not the spokesperson. I'm just a representative. There's so many people out there that need a clap on the back. But listen, thank you so much. It's amazing.
How many motorcyclists did you have involved, and just what difference did you make to people's lives during this coronavirus pandemic?
Literally, there was only about 4 or 5 of us, and we were guys that knew each other. We were motorcyclists that knew each other, and we were all members of different clubs, and then more and more guys came forward, girls and boys. It was just absolutely stunning. We were delivering stuff in the Donegal, we were delivering stuff, we were collecting stuff in Scotland, stuff came in from England. And it was just the enthusiasm of everybody involved, and we were overwhelmed by the support. So we had about 140, 150 bikers from all backgrounds, all riding styles, and we had Harley Davidson, so we had the GS guys knocking about in their big Beamers, and God love him, with a wee guy from Cookstown on a 125 Yamaha, delivering to Dungannon. I felt sorry for him. He wouldn't be beaten. He says, "No, I'm doing this. So that was the way it happened. So
your work was recognised by the Health Minister, Robin Swan, as well.
It was amazing. We were invited up. We posed in front of Sturman, and he gave us his thanks. And it was a wonderful recognition of all the motorcyclists in the north of Ireland. It was wonderful. It was a real experience.
John, congratulations. Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Well done again.
Well, thanks, Stephen. Thanks very much. And coming from you, we take it as a compliment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The next award is the Road Race Award. 2020 season was hit badly because of the coronavirus, with all the international events cancelled.
But there was one road race in Northern Ireland. In extremely difficult circumstances, the Cookstown 100 against the odds managed to stage their event.
My goodness, what a race this has been. Adam McLean back in Irish road racing with a victory. He takes the checkered flag. Here comes Adam McLean, takes the victory.
John, congratulations. What is the reaction, first of all, winning this special road race award?
We're overwhelmed. You know, it's great to be recognised for the effort that Cookstown put in. A lot of members will be overwhelmed by, very humbled by getting this award, you know.
Just how much work did you have to do to make sure the Cookstown 100 actually took place last year?
Stephen, it was a colossal work. You know, there's many a night myself and all our members was up 2-3 o'clock in the morning getting paperwork ready for the government for the next morning. And you know, when we thought we'd one hurdle overcome, straight the next day there'd been another one. You know, so it's hard enough running a road race, but the amount of work that went in and double the work that had to be done this year was colossal. You know, so but we kept it going. We kept road racing going and give everybody a bit of hope. So that was the main aim, you know. So we're well chuffed that we were fit to do that.
Yes, how important do you think it was for the sport that you were able to at least have one road race?
When you think of the guys there, the thousands of pounds pumped into their bikes, and you know, for them to be lying in a garage for a full year, it was disheartening. And the amount of emails and texts, and even to myself personally, after running the race from spectators and riders, just to give them a bit of hope and got them a day out and they had some type of normality, they appreciated it, and they're, you know, the praise that they gave us and what it brought them just to be out for a day's normality racing, it lifted their spirits as well. That was the main aim for the spectators and the riders. So it was satisfying just to have everybody there, everybody away home safe, and they got their day out. It was great.
Thanks a million. I really appreciate you doing that tonight for us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen. And stay safe in the meantime.
Well, next up, it's the Off-Road Award. And this year, the winner is a first-time recipient. For his performances in the British Extreme Enduro, the winner is Jordan Scott. Jordan, congratulations.
I couldn't really believe it, to be honest. When you rang me, I thought you were someone pestering me about doing a bit of work. But no, I was delighted. Something to tick off the list, definitely. I never even thought I would have been in the running.
Reflect on this season for us.
It started rough anyway. I was probably riding the best of road in years and ready to go for the first round. Got there, walked the track, done all that. Woke up the next morning to take the bike out of the van and someone had stole it. So missed the first round because I had no bike. Didn't have a bike then right up to like 2 days before the second round because I had to run about scrimping money, and Phil had the chance sort of bike, and then got the season going from there, and then the COVID thing hit, so it's been one of them years, but it's good to get it out of the way.
Just what is it like racing in the Extreme Enduro Championship? It looks pretty scary stuff.
It would be quite scary if you didn't come from a trials background, but while saying that, it is quite scary. But you need to be an all-rounder. You need to have enduro skill, motocross skill, trial skill. You need to want to get to the finish is probably the biggest problem. You ride around the first lap and you're wondering why you're there, but when it's all said and done, you're in the van heading home. It's it's a real good achievement no matter what. So it's enjoyable.
What kind of shape will the European racing take for you? What's up there?
We're going to Romania. We're going to Erzberg again, which is in Austria. I have potential races planned all over if everything goes to plan with the guy I'm working with. So hopefully we can get a good bit of travelling done, a good bit of racing, and try to get the speed going, and that'll help definitely for the British Championship anyway.
You were pretty fortunate last year because all of your series took place. I mean, most sports have been very badly hit by COVID, but you were lucky to get your championship done.
The boy that organises the British Championship, he's real keen at pushing and getting the events happening, and everything was run the way it should have been run. There was no messing about, and if you weren't wearing a mask, you were sent home. So it worked out, and we managed to get racing. We got 6 rounds, and that's all we needed, really.
Well, congratulations, you're the off-road rider of the year. Well done. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
The next award is the Hall of Fame. And this year, our judges are inducting 2 of Ireland's greatest ever riders.
Ralph Bryans was Northern Ireland's first ever World Motorcycling Champion. The Belfast man won the 50cc World Grand Prix title on a Works Honda. The first of his 10 GP victories was in 1964 at the Dutch TT. He was runner-up that year before being crowned world champion a year later after victories in Germany, France and Holland, and second places in Spain and Japan. Bryans hung up his leathers in 1970 after 40 podium finishes in his 60 Grand Prix. He passed away at his home in Scotland in 2014, aged 72, and will always be remembered as one of our greatest riders. Joining Bryans in the Hall of Fame is Stanley Woods. The Dubliner is a true legend of Irish motorcycling, thanks to his performances in the 1920s and 1930s, when he won an incredible 29 Grand Prix races. He was also one of the Isle of Man TT's greatest ever riders. He won 10 times around the famous mountain circuit, a feat not equalled until the arrival of Giacomo Agostini 30 years later. Woods passed away in 1993 at Castle Welland in County Down. So tonight, we honour 2 giants of Irish racing who our judges are thrilled to induct into the Hall of Fame.
Well, the most famous rider in the Hall of Fame is, of course, the road racing icon Joey Dunlop. Last year marked the 20th anniversary of his death. Joey lost his life while racing in Estonia in the year 2000. And hundreds of bikers paid their respects to the 5-time world champion with a lap of honour on July the 2nd in Tallinn, the Estonian capital. A moving tribute to a true legend of the sport who is sadly missed. Well, there are 2 awards to go, including the main award, the Adelaide Irish Motorcyclist of the Year. But the penultimate award is for the best short circuit rider.
The winner for his performances in the British Superbike Championship, Glenn Huewen. Hi Glenn, Happy New Year and congratulations on the award.
Thank you very much. What a way to start 2021. So yeah, whoever was behind the selection, thank you. Pity I couldn't get to see everyone, but I hope you all enjoy this the online stream.
Let's talk very briefly then on BSB and how this 2020 has affected your way of preparing for race meetings. I mean, it's been a very difficult year mentally for people, for teams, for sponsors, for everybody involved in the sport, not quite knowing when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, how it's going to happen.
I suppose some things that I put into practice that I'll try to, re-put in again for 21. We have a motocross track out the back of the family home. So I rid more motocross than ever. There's a lot of things we couldn't do. Gyms were shut, and me and Andrew, obviously, probably the racing that you guys saw in Eurosport wasn't as good as the back garden. So I'll probably continue doing that with him as well, because when racing started and the lights went out, I didn't feel like race rusty at all, because every time we ride for training, we race. I feel it's the best way to do it. So we have half-hour races and do 3 of them in a day. So I'll continue to do that.
I spoke to Stuart Higgs, the series and race director for BSB, just before we came on to do this interview, and he made a mention of. He said, "Your character epitomises a BSB racer," which I thought was quite an accolade. That's what kind of impact you're having among the hierarchy of BSB. That's quite something coming from someone like Stuart Higgs.
To be truthfully honest, he can be an absolute nightmare at times when he's against you. But the truth is, he's not afraid to make the correct decision. He runs a great championship that I'm proud to be part of. I believe it's every bit as tough as a World Superbike Championship. At times, year upon year can change, and we don't have Johnny Ray in it, so it certainly makes it that little bit easier. But no, he runs a good show. He's absolutely ruthless, but I'm sure you've probably had a drink with him before, or some of the NEC show. I've had a steak with him, and to be fair to him, he's bought it, or Jonathan may have bought it, not too sure. But no, I like him. A professional relationship for sure. He keeps with the riders. He's the head of your series, and you respect that. At times his calls are bloody frustrating, but I can't really say they're often wrong.
I've heard you talk about how much you wanted to do the TT, Glenn. It was obviously an important part of the programme that you were looking forward to so much, particularly this year, 2021, and it's been cancelled. I mean, how does that affect your programme? How does that affect your thinking for the entire year?
For the TT side of things, yes, it's cancelled again. As soon as the clocks went 1 minute past 12, on New Year's Eve there, I put a tweet out that we're only a year away from the TT debut, with it now being 2021, the debut being 2022. So I think there was no real, how did it impact my thoughts in the year ahead? It didn't really change that, because I think we're also aware of what's going on right now, that after what we went through last year with a season starting in August, it should have started at Easter. It's not new to face these setbacks or postpone something by a year. So for sure, as a rider, it's frustrating because I'm so eager to make my debut there. I've really enjoyed the learning of it. It gives me more time to learn it again, and perhaps what I learnt last year will be a bit more ingrained in me. So the relearning, I think the memory bank will be a bit more in depth and stronger. So there is benefits maybe when you do go in your first year. It's not about really what you achieve in year one, but the fast guys and the other guys that might finish just ahead of you will be 2 years rustier as well. So, there's always a silver lining, to every cloud, and I'll look at it like that, but we have to really focus on BSB.
Wishing you the very best for 2021, 4th place in the series last year, obviously the award tonight. Congratulations to you. All the very best from us here.
Thanks a million, Keith, and thanks to those who voted for me for the award. It's a nice little end to that season and roll on this year.
Time now for the last award. It's the Adelaide Irish Motorcyclist of the Year. And Keith, there could only be one winner.
He won a record-breaking 6th world title in a row last season. The Irish Motorcyclist of the Year is, of course, Jonathan Ray.
incredible. You know, I really, right now looking forward, I really miss the fact that I won't get the award on the night, because it's such an incredible event where all the motorcycling industry comes together, and to be there and to collect the main award, I always receive a lot of support from the fans there. So thanks for voting. It's a great, incredible trophy that sits proud of place in the centerpiece of my house. So really, really happy about that.
And an award, obviously, because you've had another record-breaking, incredible season.
Yeah, 2020 was a year like no other. Difficult for everybody, but just so blessed we got a season underway. The organisers worked hard with the circuits and all the local authorities to make it happen, and to make it happen safely. Tough year for me, you know, starting off the year with a crash. Normally I've built the points lead and managed it. It was another case of coming from behind, but we hit the ground running in the middle part of the season on some tough tracks and managed to bring it home to Northern Ireland again. So thanks for all the support, and can't wait to see everyone trackside in 2021.
And are you already planning another big assault for next year?
100%. You know, with Kawasaki now we have a new Ninja ZX-10 RR, and really excited about that because the potential is much more than our previous model. So step by step, work with my team under no illusions how tough it's going to be. Every year there's a new challenger, whether it be a bike, a rider, a manufacturer stepping up. So we've got to be ready for all that, but I can only control what I can, and I'm going to put in the same work ethic I did last off-season. And we have a later start to the year in April at Assen. Great circuit for me, so hopefully we can start early with high points on the board and build it from there.
Well done to Jonathan Ray, who has now won Irish motorcycling's top honour 8 times, which equals road racing superstar and TT legend Joey Dunlop, the 5 times world champion.
What a rider and what a man. You've got to say that he's an ambassador for Northern Ireland and an icon when it comes to motorcycle racing. So well done, Jonathan, yet again, of course. Let's hope we're all back together, of course, next year properly in Belfast to celebrate with Jonathan and all the other recipients of awards when we can together.
Yes, let's hope so, Keith. That's it for this year's awards. It's been a little different with our online virtual presentation. I hope you enjoyed the show. On behalf of Keith and myself, we look forward to seeing you back to normal, we hope, next year.